Hey guys, this is Dreadbane joined by Sapphire. This is game 4 of our King of the Hill coverage, and this is between KJH, the defending champion, who's blue, Blue Terran, and as the red Protoss. Now, KJH is on the ropes here. He's down 3-0, Seth. So, what's the go?
Yeah, really surprising here. This is how KJH started off versus Pinder. 3 games, smashed Pinder, and now Az has been dominating KJH. Not sure what KJH's answer's been. He's been really relying on this 4 racks into reasonably fast expansion there, trying to get his macro up and just getting mass Marines and Marauders and not taking really much at all, just getting steam and concussive shells and really looking to push out. But Az has been taking the game to him with 2 gates and two gate Phoenix and 4 gates. And last game we saw proxy racks in KJH's base. I imagine KJH is going to be super paranoid and is going to scout the hell out of his base this time, because it's twice now that he's been fooled by hidden probes, once in the bush and this last game by proxy double gate there. And interestingly, it's the same strategy, it's the same little bit of cheese there that Az tried against Filthy in the Trans-Tasman 2, and Filthy held on, but now KJH couldn't hold on, and Az was just too good for him there. So now KJH, if he loses this, he's eliminated, and he's no longer our King of the Hill. So everything's on KJH now. He cannot lose. If he loses, he's out.
Yeah, unfortunately for Az, in terms of any proxy he was going to do, he didn't scout him out first go, so they're just going to go ring a rosy till they find each other. Yeah, KJH's first attempt was bad too. So, well, would it be a couple of seconds till they find each other here? Meanwhile, Az is building his stuff in his base, so that's a good sign at least for KJH so far. So, luck at that.
Yeah, there's no sneaky probes here. There's not really many bushes unless this probe can turn into a Reaper and drop down to this little tiny bush off the cliff here, which I don't think he's going to do. Probes, unfortunately, aren't that ambidextrous. So we'll see if Az goes with the similar kind of build, and whether or not we are seeing once again that cybernetic score coming out reasonably early, coming out at 17 there. So interesting as to whether or not KJH is going to mix it up. He has been having so much trouble getting that expansion online and holding it from Az's aggression. So I think the KJH has to mix it up here after being proxied, and we're even seeing a sneaky little supply depot on the left-hand side. KJH trying to get as much information from his base, which has been costing him in these games. So really, KJH is under pressure right now and really interested to find out what he's going to do to open it up. But no, going super aggressive right now, throwing down an expansion straight away. 1 racks into expansion right here. So KJH not going any kind of tech build. I thought he might have walled in and gone for some kind of metal opening, possibly into reasonably fast tanks just to counter that ground advantage. But no, KJH is not interested. He's not intimidated. He's going super aggressive, getting this fast expansion because of their distances away. It's a really long run between these, and that scouting time was slowed down right there. So interesting to find out what Az's reaction is going to be once he realizes this is an expansion right there, and he's really going to have to deny this because it's so early.
Yeah, it looks like Az changing up his strategy too. I mean, he's been good about switching it up so far. He's got the Robo Bay very quickly, deciding no 4-gate just yet. He really wants this early scout, this observer, maybe some early immortals. We'll have to see what he's going. This one Stalker roaming this field, taking some names. He's got 1 kill so far, not losing any life there. So he'll just be roaming around, making sure nothing sneaky is going on there. We'll have to see what Az has got here, because he's got now his second gateway down in this Robo Bay. So, so far very even. I mean, actually, as far as probes go, Az has a lot more probes. He's got 6 more probes. Of course, the mule's out though for KJH, so evening that up. But yeah, this early expansion, we'll have to see if he can hold on to really make this very useful for him.
Yeah, Orbital Command coming on right now, and because Az has mixed it up and thrown down this robotics facility into fast robotics space, so we may see some very early Colossi here. But because he wants to hide this, being very aggressive with those Stalkers, looking to contain KJH in his base. But right now, he does not know about this expansion. He's been thinking that he's being sneaky and hiding that scan going off right now. So KJH picking up on this Robo Bay, seeing the all the tech right there, whereas Az is still not aware of this expansion. So this is bad news for Az. War Prison coming out, so we're going to see some kind of sneaky use of this Stalker in this War Prism right now. He's got to be careful these Marines don't pick it up and deny this War Prism, possibly going to go on the cliff and looking to harass right there. But we are seeing this huge push coming out for KJH, sending all his Marines right now, so he's got to be careful because this Stalker is going to be able to have free reign with all these Marines pushing in, but as not having much to defend it. He's got that Sentry which can force field the ramp, but the War Prism coming to the expansion, Stalker coming in, going to get a few SCVs you'd imagine right here as it tries to work on this refinery and the SCVs, and bad situation now for KJH because now Az is free to warp in units as that War Prism turns itself into a pylon, so this is problematic for KJH and it's completely turned around his push. He was almost to Az's base and he was going on the offensive, but now he's forced to defend, trying to come up with a way to stop this really annoying cliff abuse right here. Scan going off, looking like he's going to lose this Stalker, but the War Prism's right there, and KJH still has no answer for the War Prism. Another Stalker being warped in, so KJH needs to be a little bit careful here because Az is in a pretty good position to abuse this cliff.
I think that War Prism has already done its job. Even if he doesn't really take out much here, you're just keeping KJH back in his base. He's bought himself enough time to get these Colossi out, which of course will do so much damage to these mass Marines here. He does have a few Marauders on the field though, quite a few actually, so he should be okay as long as he just micros them and just focuses those Colossi down. And he has bought him time to get this expansion, so even though he hasn't really done too much damage, he's constantly losing a handful of these Stalkers each time. This Barracks is going to be scouting to take down this War Prism. Going to have to move very quickly not to lose it. But I think it's paid it for himself because he has bought himself more time, and that's what he needed. Yeah,
and it's forcing KJH in the defensive. Had to put this Barracks up here just to scout. Now he's landing the Barracks, throwing a Marine up there just to deny that. Not too much economic damage. He was able to still mine uninterrupted, but despite that, he had to burn scans trying to get that vision to try and deny that before he got the Barracks up there. So really good play there from Az, just trying to slow down this macro advantage from KJH, and already the Mule advantage kicking in, the expansion with good saturation kicking in. He's up at 1700 compared to 560 with 44 over 32 harvesters. So Az is hugely behind here, but by the same token, he's got those Colossi out and the range upgrade is finished. So these have a extended thermal lance, and they're going to do nasty things to bio builds. So these infantry are hugely vulnerable to those lasers. It's just going to come down to whether or not he can get concussive shells onto these Colossi so they can't run away. Few units coming in, instantly flying a Stalker, force field splitting the units right there. Nice split units right there. This is problematic for KJH. Half his units split, taking huge damage from these Colossi. Colossi getting a little bit stuck on their own units right there, but they're slowly slicing through these units. Another force field going down and bubbling these units into the path of this Protoss army, and he's pushing out right now while KJH super aggressive, taking a third while this goes on, and KJH looking to just ignore the laser beams coming out of the Colossi's eyes right there. So needs to be super careful because he's going to lose all of these units, and now he's just falling back while Az mops this up, and Az pushing in right now. And the thing is though, there is 6 racks all producing constantly right now. War Prism even going to warp in right next to this. Good use of the War Prism right here. KJH is in a bit of trouble, but he's bringing in so many units right now, and he's got really good economy, so he's going to be able to continually produce these units, but he needs to burn down these Colossi. Az getting a little bit dangerous, getting them close, and KJH calls G.